Massive storm causes flight, road chaos, and a scene stretching from the upper Midwest through New England. A huge storm front forced the cancellations of hundreds of flights, the delays of hundreds more, while roads fared little better, with whiteout conditions and 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. At Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, at least 200 flights were canceled. Arriving flights were seeing delays, averaging 2 hours. New York and Philadelphia airports were seeing departure delays of 1 to 2 hours. Iowa flights were also hit hard. By the time the storm moves off the Maine coast, it may have affected as much as 2/3 of the United States, said Jim Lee, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. It's a monster of a storm, he said. More than a foot of snow was expected in parts of Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa, where the National Weather Service warned of extremely dangerous blizzard conditions and near whiteout driving conditions. Wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour could build snowdrifts between 8 and 15 feet tall. Parts of New England also prepared themselves or girded themselves for bone-chilling wind gusts and snow accumulations of up to a foot by the end of the day. It's horrible out there, said Todd Lane, an assistant manager of a convenience store in Iowa. Although business was fairly normal overnight, it nearly all came from snowplow drivers, most looking for coffee and energy drinks, he said. Outside the city, there's 15-foot drifts, and people are stuck in them. In Wisconsin, as many as a dozen tractor-trailers were stuck on interstate ramps, made impassable by heavy snow, where I-39, I-90, and I-94 intersect near Madison, the State Patrol reported. Stay home. Blizzard warnings covered eastern Nebraska, where overnight snowfall reports of 12 inches were common. In parts of Kansas and Minnesota, snow also fell in western and central Michigan. Schools and colleges across the region were closed. For the most part, we're telling people to stay home, said a National Weather Service meteorologist in Des Moines. He said if motorists get stranded, you might end up being out there for quite a while. In the western United States, pounded by the storm's rain and snow earlier this week, bitter wind chills as low as 40 degrees below were sweeping across portions of southern Montana. The biting winds also were moving across Wyoming and South Dakota, according to National Weather Service. Maine and New Hampshire could see snow accumulations of 6 to 10 inches capped off by rain and sleet in the evening. In northern New York, as much as a foot of snow was expected to accumulate, and more than 3 feet was expected by the week's end near the Great Lakes. Again, this is a monster of a storm, covering or has covered or affected approximately 2/3 of the United States. Hundreds of schools across New York's eastern half were closed or delayed. Schools also were closed in parts of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and other states. The storm drenched California with rain, blanketed the Mountain West with snow, and brought 116-mile-per-hour winds to parts of New Mexico earlier this week. More than 20 inches of snow fell over Flagstaff, Arizona, more than 4 times the record of 5 inches set in 1956. New records being broken. At least 5 people were killed, and it was being blamed on the weather, including an Arizona hunter. who was killed Monday night when a large pine tree snapped and crushed him in his tent. The driver of a sport utility vehicle that plunged 90 feet off an icy road into the Texas Panhandle's Palo Duro Canyon also passed away. Heavy rain hit some parts of the South, with more than 4 inches reported in spots, and even more severe weather is still happening and ongoing. Meanwhile, the United Nations say that the last decade was the warmest on record. So, could this be a response from the Earth? Yes, it could be. The Earth is a living being in some great big way. And just like with people's or humans' immune system, it fights back. It will fight back when it gets sick. So if the Earth is getting sick because of climate change or global warming, or whatever have you call it, this could be the Earth's response to global warming. It's possible. And again, there's something much more going on, something much bigger happening, and it's happening all around the world. More intense extreme storms and weather events are happening, and they are coming, and these are more signs of the end times. Transition days. A huge transition is going on. It's happening right now. And there are many, many signs of all kinds happening daily.